Hmm.
After cleaning up, I get to the table waiting for breakfast, but no one is here.
ならば、たまには僕が作るか。
They usually just chase me out, saying that the kitchen is the woman's castle. What? The women's castle? Have a good night, starving. Though I'm not opposed to cooking at all, I had to do many things while I lived alone in the capital.
どれ？
すみません、兄さん、寝坊しました。
Dexter, tell starving good night. The moment I stood up, Hibiki comes running in.
今、大急ぎで朝食作りますから。
いやいや、たまにはゆっくり過ごせ。今日は僕が何か用意しよ
う。
Hibiki's face turns pale. Maybe she has low blood pressure.
いけません。そんな兄さん、男の人が台所とか。
そんな時代でもあるまいよ。
Yet Hibiki still refuses. Let me try to be more forceful. Be more forceful here.
今日は響の好物のミニハンバーグを作ってやろう。トーストに乗せてそのまま食べるとうまかろう。
気持ちだけで十分です。それにほら、ひき肉も切らしてますし。
ならば、油揚げを使ってみてはどうかな。うん、いけるだろう。豆腐ハンバーグというものもある。
いや、油揚げだとバサバサで、細かく刻んでもハンバーグ状にまとまらない気が。
そういう時にはつなぎを使えばいい。そう。パンに乗せるのだから、ジャムをつなぎにしてみよう。
油揚げにジャム。
Yeah, I was gonna say.
お元気ですね、宗哲様は。
This time it's Hachiroku. While saying something cheeky, she hands me the newspaper.
新聞でも読み、どんと構えてらしてください。それこそ、私の主たるにふさわしい振る舞いです。
いや、しかし、響がだな。
ハンバーグ、次の楽しみにしてあげますね。
Zip like the wind. Hibiki hurries into the kitchen. Why are they so resistant? But if she can move that quickly.
響、何か吹っ切ったようですね。
Yeah, she wants to fuck. What?
ああ。
If Hachiroku sees that too, then there's no mistake. After the trouble with the passenger car, Hibiki had been dejected like a bud dipped in salt.
昨日は登園日だったからな。宝生妃に葉っぱでもかけられたのかもしれん。
宝生妃様ですか？あの方、けれど響とは学年が。
ああ、違う。妃の方が先輩だ。が、昨日の登園は選択実習というやつらしくてな。
はい。
It's an elective that's divided by which course they choose rather than by grade. Knowing Hibiki and Kisaki, they definitely chose the same elective together.
そうなのですか？もしもそうなら、響は随分宝生妃様にも影響されてしまうのですね。
You only realize that now?
のようだな。
I smirk at her, saying also. It seems that Hachiroku is quite observant of Hibiki. That's what I understand.
大人になった部分もあれば、なりきれん部分もある。それはおそらく僕とて同じことだろう。
あ
あ。Hachiroku seems convinced at that.
確かに、さようかもしれませんね。
She stares at me. Or perhaps Hachiroku's affirmation is toward how I haven't completely matured.
だからこそ、 人は努力するのだ。
さようですね。その姿こそ美しく尊く思います。
This isn't good. I made it sound like an excuse. On top of that, Hachinoku now looks at me like a mother would.
まあ、何にせよ。響に元気が出たのならよかった。
Her gaze makes me feel embarrassed. So I open up the newspaper she gave me. Just as Hachinoku recommended, I suppose sitting here looking dignified is the best.
おい、86。響だぞ。
何がですか？
新聞だ。ここに響の写真が出ている。
Of course Hibiki's in the newspaper. Oh, it's the CG! Assemblyman forced to resign by local girl over sexual harassment case. Excuse me? Underneath that title header, I see Hibiki and Kisaki's photo there.
あらまあ、本当に響ですね。宝生妃様の影に隠れてしまっていますが。
新聞的にはどうやら妃がヒロインらしいぞ。
まあ、それは。
Hachinoku looks interested, so I continue reading.
詳細は書かれていないが、昨日の議会でひどいセクハラ発言があったようだな。
セクハラ？
性的な嫌がらせという意味だ。それをぶつけられ、ポーレットはショックを受けて退席したと書いてある。
恥知らずな人間がいるものですね。
セクハラヤジを飛ばした議員はそのまま議場に残った。それを妃が傍聴席から一括したらしい。
良いことですね。
この記事もそうした論調で書かれているな。
Actually, this article is too opinionated as a report. I get the impression that it's trying to flatter Kisaki. Maybe it's because she has influence over the media.
結果、当該議員は同日中に議員辞職をしたそうだ。
当然で。
But Hachinoku keeps her mouth open.
は？一括されて、それだけで、その日のうちに辞職をですか？
Well, yeah, who do you think funds the government? It's obviously the bank. And if you insult the CEO of the bank's daughter, then, you know.
エアクラ推進派の新人議員だったということだからな。
He must have run away before the public opinion of them worsened. If that weren't the case, it could be that he angered the Hosho family, the center of the aircraft supporters, and was shaken up.
大人の判断というやつがどこかで働いたのだろう。まあ、そのような議員の退場は死の益にもなろうが。
The only politics that were involved is that money talks, and if you insult, and if you bite the hand that feeds, you know. Never mind that. How's Paulette doing? It says that she left after being in shock. That's a rather ambiguous way to put it.
あら？写真、響に見せずにめくってしまわれるのですか？
うん。関連記事は3面とのことだからな。
Jesus. Hachinoku and I look at each other and then turn back to page 3. Mayor Hinai P. to resign. Thick letters are printed as that.
辞任って、そんな、なぜこんなにいきなり。
I don't know, she resigns in Hachinoku's route, so she's going to resign in Hibiki's route.
慌てるな。辞任へだ。確定された事項ではなく、 推測を書いた記事に過ぎない。
But still, it bothers me how the article writes about how she's pained from the continued trouble that with the 8620 test run.
随分と悪意に書くものですね。
そうだな。それは、そうなのだが。
Though it's exaggerated it's exaggerated from malice, the interpretation at the root of it is still accurate.
この記者、あの日に同情でもしていたのか。いや、しかし、運転室内部の様子などは。
ニーニ、それ、ソース、私かも。
響。
With soy sauce in one hand, Hibiki is standing there. Shaking slightly, she peers over me at the newspaper.
私、だって、まさかこんなことになるなんて。
落ち着け、響。まだ、どんなことにもなっていない。
The only thing that has happened is that the harassing former assemblyman is now looking for another job, but that doesn't matter. What does matter is Paulette. I doubt what's in the article is true, but
とにかく、ポーレットに会おう。
I will have to make an appointment for a meeting to find out the details. That must be done immediately, or else things may start to get out of hand.
なら、私も、ニーニ、私も、ね、一緒に。
ああ、もちろんだ。
I pat her on the head, but Hibiki still won't stop shaking. That's how I know Hibiki also understands. I hate to admit it, but this article is convincing because it's done accurate fact-checking. Something that most journalists nowadays don't do. Never mind. Being so convincing if it gets out to the masses. If it gets out to the masses, if they think that Paulette might really resign, the government will start to move with Paulette's resignation in mind. This will surely negatively affect Paulette's influence and trust.
相鉄様、お電話つながりました。
気が利くな、86。ありがたい。
There's no time to waste. Since this report already went out, I'm sure that Paulette's phone line must be ringing off the hook.
ポーレットが、僕だ。新聞は、そうか。読んだか。
Paulette is obviously agitated. We have to move quickly.
そのまま動くな。僕らがレールショップへ向かう。
相鉄くん、私、どうしたら。
She's back to her panic mode, the fearful and confused Paulette from when we first met. In that case, I can't hesitate. Even if it may be wrong, I have to make a decision now.
鍵をかけ、誰にも会うな。何も話すな。すぐに向かうから、安心して待て。
Damn. Maitetsu. But will Paulette really resign? Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. This is terribly bitter. Either there are too many tea leaves in it, or it was brewed too long, or it could possibly be a combination of the two. With the teacups in front of me, Paulette and Hibiki both are quiet and have stern looks on their faces. So they are already making the face, that face long before Paulette made the tea.
ポーレット、
なんでしょう、相鉄くん。
この茶だが、入れ損なってしまったのではないかと僕は感じる。
Paulette's still with a surprised face. She puts the cup of tea, the cup to her lips. Hibiki doesn't move.
これ、ごめんなさい。私、すぐに入れ直して。
Oh, ew.
いや、僕に任せてはくれんか。この前のオースは好評をいただいたようだしな。
はい。それじゃ、お言葉に甘えちゃいますね。ありがとうございます。
なら、少し待っていてくれ。
Paulette is obviously nervous. Hibiki is most likely blaming herself right now. We won't be able to talk right now. Then, what should I do? I have to move to where we can.
待たせたな。
まあ、私たちもいただけるのですね。相鉄さん、ありがとうございます。
The Rhea Lords just sit there while drinking the tea. The humans, on the other hand, the teacups in front of them are in front of them, but they're not even reaching for them.
うん。ポーレット。
なんでしょう、相鉄くん。
少し、レイナに話を聞いてもよいだろうか。
An obvious sigh of relief. Paulette faces up and looks me in the eye, if for the first time today.
そうしてください。その方が私が話すよりきっと正しく伝わります。
ならば、そうさせてもらおう。レイナも構わないか。
はい。レイナ、何のお話をすればいいですか？ね。
A soft voice that makes me doubt what the tension up until now was for. Paulette matches her sightline with Reina and talks to her with their noses close to each other.
昨日、お客様が来たでしょ？あの時のこと、レイナが見たままに話してほしいの。わかりました。レイナ、相鉄さんにお客さんのことお話ししますね。
She gulps down the rest of the tea. Reina takes out her flask and puts it on the table before talking in a relaxed way.
昨日は銀行の頭取さん、宝生さんがポーレットに会いに来たんです。
Just hearing Hosho's name makes Hibiki twitch.
宝生さんはポーレットにお話をしました。難しくて、レイナにはよくわからないお話です。スポンサードの申し出でした。
Reina's talks paved the way. Paulette's voice starts to grow quietly.
列車内広告や駅広告、路線広告などをフルパッケージで熊本銀行として契約を結びたいというお話です。
熊銀がお人よで？何の広告をするというんだ？
Kumamoto Bank is the only bank of Ohitoyo. Their level of recognition and influence is great. I don't believe they have any need to put out advertisements.
まして、お人よ鉄道において。いや、好意的に見れば、 観光振興を見込んで、ではないか。
Kumamoto Bank isn't operating on a national scale. There's little need to advertise to tourists. Isn't operating on a national scale. Okay. In that case,
バーターですか。
Hibiki squeaks out a comment. Paulette nods weakly.
ですね。申し出られているのは事実上の利益供与。20年の長期にわたり、年1000万の広告料ですから。
なんというか、絶妙な金額ではあるな。
With such a low effort, such a low effect of advertisement along the tracks, his offer of 10 million is more than suspicious. Kato is awake and off to my usual addiction, but happy be a dork and gummy worm day. Let's embrace your inner dork and get some snacks, you hear. Hello, meow. Kind of funny that there is a geek and a dork day. Yep. Of course there is. On top of that, it's a total of 200 million.
8620関係で使ったお金をすべて埋め、いくらか余りが出る金額という感じですね。
But it's the same. There's slight differences. Thanks for the hydrate. From Ohito Railway's point of view, this is an attractive offer that cancels out all investment risk. That also means, okay, I have to wake up and continue Octopath. Alright, good luck.
バーターであるのなら、広告以外の要求もあったわけだな。
はい。
工場誘致反対を撤回しろと要求されたのか。
いいえ、そうではなくて。
市長の辞任か、要求ですか。
響。
Hibiki had been hanging her head low, but she's looking up now. Her eyes are red. It's the eyes of someone whose tears have dried.
辞任さえすれば、それだけでいいって。多分、そういうような要求。
そうです。
She must have been really surprised. Paulette swallows once and lowers her voice before speaking again.
市長を辞任することだけが条件で、辞任さえすれば、広告の話はすぐ契約すると。
After saying that, Paulette looks up to Hibiki.
けど、どうして響ちゃんがそのこと。
Hibiki starts to shake violently. She's trying her best not to let the tears welling up in her eyes overflow.
そう思わせたの。そう思わせてしまったの。私、だから。
思わせた。
It all makes sense. Without questioning it, I made a declaration.
宝生妃にか。
私、だって、分かってほしくて。ポレートさん、負担大変で、頑張ってること。
ああ。
The mayor left the assembly after being sexually harassed. It made me think that the newspaper article and Hibiki's words connected. Kisaki most likely looked down on Paulette. That's why Hibiki tried her best to defend her.
響はポーレットを思いやった。
I hear her sniffing. Even I, as her adopted brother, know that it's an affirmation.
それは間違いなく良いことだ。だというのに。バカだな、響は。そんなに震えて。
I move closer and hold Hibiki by the shoulder. She still won't stop shaking, so I wrap my arms around her to hug her. She buries her face into my clothes, as if she can't hold back the tears any longer.
怯える必要などはない。何に震えることもない。響は少しも間違ったことなどしていない。だって、事実を話しただけなのだろう。気心の知れている先輩に。
それはそうだけど、でも木崎先輩、熊本銀行の人なのに。
そうだ。響は学園の先輩に話しただけだ。
I can declare this. I've only interacted with Kisaki a few times before.
熊本銀行お人吉店長としての宝生木は、決して一学園生の情報だけで行動を起こしたりはしない。
Yeah, and you've got a route with her eventually. If anyone's spoken with Kisaki, even just once, they can see that she's that sort of person.
あれは必ず事実関係の裏を取る。そして事実は隠そうとしてさえ明らかになる。
No, could it be Kisaki may already have considered taking this direction? Direction? There was no question mark. Either way, whatever Hibiki told Kisaki, it's only one of the factors for Kisaki.
事態はすでに動いていたのだ。響が何を話そうが黙っていようが関係なしにな。
そうなの、響ちゃん。
Being pushed by Reina, Paulette is slowly gathering some strength in her voice. As if to cheer up Hibiki, she rings out her tired voice.
辞任云々の報道が出たのは、ただ私の答えが、心が揺らいでたせいだから。
Hibiki jumps up at Paulette's words. She made her say that, thinking that it must have deepened Hibiki's self-loathing.
ありがとう、ニーニー。
That's Hibiki, my sister. She's pushing me away, as if to tell me everything is alright. If that's what Hibiki wants, I'll act accordingly. I turn back to Paulette and repeat what I heard.
揺らいだか。
ですね。正直、揺らいじゃいました。
The loss of her strength, she wrung out for Hibiki gradually withered away. Paulette is that fatigued right now.
私がすぐにきっぱり断っていれば、そんな報道、絶対に出るはずもないんです。
まあ、それはそうだろうな。
If it has no truth behind it, we can simply take legal action against them. By taking this stance, it will also be a strong declaration of a denial of resignation.
けど、私、由来で迷って検討しますって答えちゃったんです。
Yeah, but you know, the news, the article kind of pressures you into actually resigning.
検討か。
While thinking about how to choose the right words, Hatsuroku steps in.
市長辞任を検討しますと、そう捉えられても仕方のない発言ですね。それは。
はい。ポーレット、市長さん辞めちゃうんですか？さあ、レイナ、どうなのかしらね。
She doesn't outright deny what Reina asks. Reina looks even more Curious.
わからないのですか？ポーレットのことなのに。
そうね、本当。自分のこともわからないとか、おかしいわよね。
Worried for her weak answer, Raina trots over to Paulette. Paulette reaches out with her white arms and holds Raina close.
Help!
What was that sound effect? Oh, sound. I didn't think it was that this serious. Is Paulette that burnt out? Burned out.
相鉄様。
Hatadoku looks at me while saying only that. He stares as if to urge me for something.
ああ、結論はすでに出ている。
That's why I also say this. Everyone understands this, but just haven't said it. I have to say it, or else we can't move forward.
僕たちは、この辞任観測報道を否定できず、撤回させることもできない。
She nods very slightly and weakly, but I know for sure that Paulette did nod. In the next moment, as if surprised by the fact that she did, she looks at me on the verge of tears.
ポーレットへの負荷が大きすぎたのだ。これ以上の市長と社長の兼務は。
相鉄くん。
He blinks and swallows. Paulette then takes a deep breath and slowly stands up.
ありがとう。でも、自分で言います。自分で言わなきゃダメなことです。絶対に。
I know. No. Everyone here knows this already. Paulette's sense of responsibility is much stronger than it needs to be.
私の能力で、お人よ市長と、お人よ鉄道社長と、これ以上兼務することは、とても困難だと感じています。
If that's Paulette's decision, naturally we support her. Hibiki, who had her head hung low, now looks straight at Paulette.
ですので、最善の形を作って、そうして、市長を辞任したいと、今、決断しました。
そうか。
最善の形とは、誰に、あるいは何にとっての最善という意味でしょうか。
Hatadoku doesn't let Paulette turn back. She won't let her stand still right now. She asks about how this decision will lead to the future.
お人よしと、お人よ鉄道。そして、私たちみんなにとっての最善です。
具体的には、
私が市議会議長に辞職を申し出れば、その日から5プラス50日以内に市長選が行われます。
5 plus 50 days. You mean 55? Paulette's eyes turn to me.
その市長選で、エアクラ工場誘致反対派の候補が勝てば、民意を改めて示せることになります。
なるほど。そうなれば、一挙両得という形に。
いえ、熊本銀行からの広告の話は断ります。受けてしまえば、市長選で負けてしまいますから。
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. He's right. If we accepted the advertisement offer, let's say they pawned the office of mayor to get advertisement money, we wouldn't be able to fight that anymore.
となると、広告云々の話は、ある種の罠とも考えられるか。
そうですね。
Her words aren't cowering anymore, and some strength has returned to her eyes.
選挙戦。選挙は、つまり、戦争ですから。
Well, that's what most people think in America.
でしたら最善。 勝利のための戦略を、すでにポーレット様はお考えなのですか？
Paulette nods. Even when looking up, her eyes still fixed on me.
私、考えたんです。私が揺らいでしまったのは、逆に言うと、揺らげるだけの余裕があったからだって。
うん。
その余裕は、相鉄くんが私に与えてくれたもの。相鉄くんがいてくれるって思ったから、私。
なるほど。つまり、
Hataroku's view goes from Paulette to me.
後継候補相鉄様に。それが、ポーレット様の戦略ですか？
もちろん、相鉄くんが良ければだけど。
もとより、エアクラ工場誘致撤回を果たすため、僕はこの町に戻ってきた。候補になるのは構わん。が、
I look, not at Paulette, not at Hachiroku, but her. Born and raised in Ohitoyo, my sister who taught me everything I know about Ohitoyo.
僕という実質的なよそ者が候補になって、お人よの選挙で勝てるのか？
大丈夫です。私だって同じようなものでしたし。
It'd be crazy if the route has Sotetsu become the mayor of Ohitoyo.
相鉄様を上回る能力の候補など、お人よ中をどう探しても見つからないでしょう。
I'm happy that Paulette and Hachiroku trust me so much, but things aren't that simple. Paulette may be an outsider here, but she's the daughter of the previous mayor that passed away in office. In contrast, Paulette is resigning on her own accord. We're not related, nor is it an avenging battle either. Being a candidate following her is completely unknown in how much advantage it has. On top of that, Hachiroku's evaluation of me is nepotism. I already know of someone better than me really close by. Yeah, but Hibiki can't become the mayor because she's too young. I'm surprised because it's like she read my mind, but Hibiki isn't looking at me. She's staring straight at the floor. Her eyes are nailed there and don't move.
枕姉さんに聞いてみるのが一番いいと思います。お人よの選挙のこと、多分誰よりも詳しいですから。
あ、そうですよね。
そうなのでしょうね。
An agreement from both sides, but I still can't answer right away.
響はそれで、
I quickly stop myself. What am I, stupid? Hibiki suggested it, and it's foolish of me to confirm whether it's really alright. Agreement or opposition, those are only two choices, so my answer can only be one.
とてもいい案だ。そうしよう。
そうちゃんでは勝てんね。
That's what I'm saying. Fucking Hibiki. Bluntly, Makoda lays out the conclusion.
どうしてですか？
To that question, Makoda throws a question back.
選挙結果を決める言われとる3要素。なんとなんとなんだか知っとる？存じ上げません。
地盤、看板、カバンと言われていますよね。
ばっかりです。
Raina is clueless.
そうね、レイナ。
Raina is amused at that. Raina tells her, or rather, she pretends to teach Raina. Turf is the organization. Sign is the recognition. Bag means money. She nonchalantly teaches that.
けど、今時の選挙はむしろ、人、金、 風で決まるなんていう風にも言われてるの。
風って、ぴょーって吹く、あれですか？
そうね。つまりは、その場の流れや雰囲気のこと。今時は、不動票の影響力がとても大きいから。
不動票。
地盤に乗らない。特定の候補を応援してない票のこと。いうか、ぽーちゃんは、さすが現職の市長さんやね。
いえ、そんな。
ほんならね、今度は、ひーちゃんに質問。
The question is directed at her suddenly, but Hibiki isn't nervous. She nods quietly. Satisfied at that, Makoto looks on and throws another question.
人、金、風で、前回の市長選、ぽーちゃんに味方したのは、どれやったかね？
お金がどうかは知らないけど、人と風とは確実に。
そうね。前市長の地盤をそっくり受け継いで、その上、弔い選挙いう強か追い風ば吹いたけんね。
Satisfied with the answer, he then looks to Paulette for confirmation. Makoto's sight then turns to me.
ぽーちゃんが辞任して市長選になった場合、誘致賛成派が担ぐ候補は、キサキちゃんだ。
そうなんですか？
Paulette and the others are surprised. On the other hand, Hibiki nods without changing her expression. Slowly, ever so cautiously, she looks at me.
やっぱりだよね。だから、兄さんじゃ、今回の選挙には勝てない。
Yeah, because he doesn't have the reputation, the people, or the money. He doesn't have that small loan of $1 million.
そうよね。うちもそう思うた。いうか、そうちゃんを立てれば、向こうさんの思うつぼ。
思うツボとは何ですか？相鉄様なら、そんなツボは叩き割ってくださいます。
ならば、86。
You're a bit extreme there, Hachidoku. I'm honestly flattered. But Hibiki's evaluation is accurate, and I know that better than anyone.
比較してみよう。まずは金。キサキと僕とで、これはどうだ？
それは、さすがに向こうです。
そうちゃんやぽーちゃんにお金を出してくれるそうは、今回の鉄道絡みで、かなりお財布軽うにしたけんね。
I can't do anything but nod in agreement. But if I said I was sorry, it would be rude to Makoto and the others who invested in us.
相鉄様。
Hachidoku was about to say something, but zipped her lips. She shakes her head, and then looks straight up.
ですが、これはこちらが勝っていましょう。
Do they?
それはそうとね。キサキちゃんとそうちゃんが互角として、頭取の宝生さんとうちとが互角。
Hachidoku looks a bit dissatisfied, but she decides to listen. Hibiki still appears on the verge of tears, and tries her best to maintain an expressionless face.
そう考えたら、残った駒の質でも量でも、こっちの陣営が勝るたい。
でしたら、これで1対1です。
ほんなら、勝負の3本目。風は、どっちに吹くとやろうね。
それこそ、勝負は時の運です。
Yeah, but does the newspaper not tilt it in Kisaki's favor?
そぎゃん風に考えてしまうようなら、選挙には決して勝てんけん。
なぜですか？
選挙に勝てる人間は風を吹かせる人間だから。自分にとっての順風も相手にとっての逆風も。
And that's why Trump will win the election. I mean, it does not help. This is happening. That I'm playing through this part right a day after what happened. Hibiki has a solemn voice.
無理やりにでも風を吹かせる。木崎先輩はそうできるよう準備してるから。
そうちゃんがぽーちゃんの後継いい言うんはいくらでも下世話に解釈できる構図やけんね。
Paulette looks at my face and turns instantly red. Oh, I see. Even I understand this.
僕が市長の座に就くため、ポーレットと恋仲になり、辞職を強いた。そのような筋書きを作れるのだな。
そのようなこと、全くの事実無根。
Yeah, because he's Hibiki's lover. Tadoko stops herself and makes a bitter face. Her line of sight is focused on this morning's paper. This is exactly that.
宝生元忠は報道に対しての影響力を有している。そして、下世話な噂というのは流れてしまえばその時点で。
存じております。否定は常に逆効果。無視をするしかないものと。
ほう。
Feeling unexpected at this. I remember, speaking of which, Hataroku's previous engineer was a woman. That female engineer may have been fed up with rumors of that sort.
だから兄さんには決して勝てません。というか木崎先輩たちは。
She closes her eyes, then opens them again. I hear her swallow. Siri, fuck off. Hibiki wets her lips, and then finally speaks the following words.
兄さんを候補に立てさせるよう誘導してるんだと思います。
Correct.
だから向こうの思うツボ。
That's why resigning is also playing into their hands.
そこまで準備し、そこまで仕掛けるものですか。
Hataroku's disgusted tone has a tinge of being impressed.
だろうな。ポーレットも言っていたが、僕たちはすでにして選挙戦の中にあるのだ。
勝てる環境を整えて、こちらに開戦を強いてきた。こちらはそれではいかに応戦するのでしょうか。
This question came not from Paulette or me, but from Hataroku. The person she asks is always the same. It's a very relaxed voice. She answers.
油断があるならつくのが定石。勝てる環境が整った思うとるならそら油断よね。
Wait. In a very relaxed voice. It's Makoto. She never says anything suggestively. In that case, it's now a matter of how to fight that carelessness.
辞任撤回っていうのは。
無理だろう。それこそ自利品になるだけだ。
典型的なレームダックに陥ってしまうだけやけんね。
レームダックって何ですか？政治的な影響力を失ってなお在位している政治家のこと。議会の混乱を生んでしまう原因になって良くないの。良くないならポーレット、レームダックになっちゃダメですね。
Thank you, Rana. Rana understands things in a simple and direct way.
ならなら、赤い宮司さんはどうですか？あの人、鉄道の味方ですよ。
ほ
That simple mindset shines a light on our blind spots.
う、面白いな。影響力を行使するのを嫌う人のようだが、もし出馬さえしてもらえたなら。
ダメダメ。それでも風は向こうに吹き寄るやろうね。大人の男と小娘の喧嘩の形にされてしまいよるけん。
I mean, like, there's only one person who they can pick, isn't there? It's gonna be fucking Hibiki. Like, that's literally the only place they're going. Because no other candidate works outside of Hibiki. Even though she's supposed to be too young, you know, she's 18, right? She's a character with a route with H scenes. She has to be 18. Yeah.
ああ、
Makoto teaches us in her own way. This, when she's talking about, refers to a very irresponsible decision of the people. A very irresponsible decision of the people making said decision on the spot.
金は向こう、人はこちらの1対1であるというのに。
I cannot find the answer to how to blow the wind.
私、
What did I say? Hibiki is looking up. He's looking straight at Makoto.
私が立候補したら。あ、
なるほど。確かに、響きでしたら。
レイナ、すごくいいと思います。響さんが市長さんなら、安心ですよ。
Everyone expresses their approval. It's true that Hibiki is part of Ohito, that and is well known. Okay, yeah. She's good at athletics and academics, competent and a hard worker, however.
風は互角。
Makoto stares back at Hibiki. Her usual soft smile is gone and is replaced with an almost scarily serious expression.
つまり、がっぷり4つの選挙になるけん。覚悟の強さが、勝負の分かれ目になるやろうね。
Essentially, the only difference between Hibiki getting elected and Sotetsu getting elected is the fact that Sotetsu is a guy, right? That's like the only difference. Because if Sotetsu is the candidate, then people will be like, oh, he and Paulette have a thing for each other or whatever the fuck. But apparently the same thing doesn't happen with Hibiki. And then she asks, just like how she usually does to Hibiki. She already knows the answer, but she provides hints so we can realize it ourselves.
市長になるため、絵筆を置くほど強い覚悟を、今ひーちゃんは持ちうるや。
鉄様、ブレーキ、まだ。
あ
Hatadoku is already asleep. I can't sleep at all. I'm simply wasting time right now. Hibiki isn't coming. In that case, why can't a decision be made? My usual self would have already begun to move, find the answer, and be sound asleep by now.
相鉄様、思い切りよく。
You must be dreaming of the training. If Railords dream like we do.
そうだな、86。
It's heaviest when you're at rest, and the scariest. But staying afraid is simply, will simply waste the steam.
思い切りよく行くしかない。急加速などしようと思ってもできんのだから。
When I say it out loud, my body relaxes. I feel so much lighter, as if my prior mulling were all a lie.
よし。
I go up the stairs and knock on the door. How many years has it been?
よくわかったな、僕だと。
わかってない。待っとっただけ。
The door opens. Hibiki's room smells exactly how it did long ago.
ニーニーと話したかったけん。
Another CG.
僕もだ。
A cushion. The same one I sat in years ago. Hibiki hands it over like it's second nature.
立候補云々の話だが。
That's why I can speak, just like how I was able to candidly in the past with the young Hibiki.
無理をしているのではないかと思ってな。
選挙は戦争。ポーレットさんも言うとったけんね。そんな無理せんと勝てんと思うし。
前にも言ったか、今回の件。
責任を取ろうなんて思うとらんよ。
She gets ahead of me. It makes me realize something. From the very beginning, Hibiki was prepared. It was Hibiki who suggested seeking Makota's help. Knowing her determination, that's why I have to ask her.
本当に響は F で置けるのか。
I know she hates to be compared to Makota. She hates more than anything to be called Makota's sister. That's why Hibiki drew. By drawing, Hibiki was able to escape from that.
たった一期。たった4年のことやもん。
Yeah, just 4 years. No big deal. Resting one day will delay you for 3, Hibiki says. That every day as she continues to draw. Resting one day will delay you for 3. Hibiki says that every day as she continues to draw. Okay. 4 years. He knows exactly how long of a period that is.
その間、目と心と磨けばよかとよ。
目と心？
市長にならなきゃ見えない景色や、市長にならなきゃ知れんこと、きっとあるもん。
それは確かに、そうではあろうが。
そやけん、4年と1日したら、その日の私、今の私には絶対書け絵ば描くけん。
そうか。
Hibiki says that it will connect to the future. She shows her determination by saying she will use those 4 years. Naturally, I feel gratitude, and like I I feel gratitude and like she's admirable. But because I do, a variety of doubts rise up within me.
しかし、なぜだ？なぜそこまでを？響はエアクラ工場誘致に賛成していただろ
あれは、あんな、アヒルなんかちゃんと同じばい。キサキ先輩のお尻ばー見て、ひょこひょこついとっただけのことやもん。
ああ。
Yeah, now that she wants to fuck Sotetsu, she wants to support him instead. He was, in a way, dependent on her, just like how Hibiki was on me in the past. He admits that, then Hibiki...
ニーニーのお尻、また追っかけよう言うのとも違うよ。
Are you sure? My apprehension must have shown in my face. Hibiki says that in a pitiful way, but she tells me directly. She's gonna be like, I want to follow alongside you instead.
自分の足で立って歩けるように、私、はよなりたいけん。
Okay, that's better.
いや、響。
If you know you are inexperienced, if you understand that yourself, at the very least you can see yourself objectively.
お前はすでに一人で立って歩いているさ。
A small smile. Then Hibiki takes a deep breath.
だとしても、こんな頼りない歩みじゃなくて。
Hibiki says that while standing up. While I still sit on the cushion, Hibiki stands up to reach her hand to me.
なりたいんです。兄さんと同じ歩幅で歩けるように。そして時には、兄さんの手だって引ける。大人の女に。
You mean that literally or figuratively? I suddenly feel an overwhelming sense of emotion. Hibiki's smell in Hibiki's room. It's completely different from the past. It has the same sweet smell like I remember. But it's not the kind of smell that makes me want to go crazy. It wasn't the kind of smell that stirs my heart and burns with passion.
私はいい子の妹ですから。兄さんの目的を叶えるために力になって当然です。
Hibiki's voice saves me, like a cool breeze blowing away the heat.
いや、僕の目的のためというのなら。
そういう風に思ってたんです。でも、木崎先輩も恩人で、私の居場所を作ってくれて。
Past tense. Hibiki's talking about herself.
それで私、兄さんと木崎先輩の板挟みで、立ち位置が難しくて、だから、フラフラしちゃってて。
ああ。
I finally understand what Hibiki means when she says to stand and walk.
だから、一旦ゼロにして、賛成でも反対でもなく、私、自分で考えます。
教わるではなく、知りたいのだな。
I finally understand what sort of determination Hibiki has when she tells me this, as she polishes her eyes and heart.
そうです、兄さん。私は自分で、誰かの見つけた答えじゃなく、自分自身の答えをきっと。
いい覚悟だ。僕は響に味方する。
ああ。
I take Hibiki's hand and stand up. Because of our difference in height, I look down on her. But today, Hibiki feels a bit more mature.
選挙戦は厳しくなるぞ。
そうですよね。ポーレットさんの支持者さん、みんな工場誘致反対で結束してますもんね。
ああ。
Then we have to take the wind and make it blow even harder. Hibiki can do that. I know for sure she can.
だから私は隠さずみんなに伝えます。自分の迷いを、悩みを、学びを、全部そのまま。
そうだな。
That's the wish. That's the way it should be. Hibiki looks at the same thing I am. She's aiming for the unaffiliated voter by urging them for their decision. It's leading to the future of Ohitoyo. It'll lead to the future of Ohitoyo.
そうして響が得る結論が工場誘致賛成であるなら、その時は堂々と僕と戦おう。
そっか。それも兄さんと対等になれる道ですね。
うん。それでも僕は響の味方だ。全力でお前を叩き潰して、泣き出すお前を慰めてやろ
う。じゃあ、兄さんお腹空いちゃったら、私が慰めてあげますね。
Hibiki giggles a little, and then makes an exclamation before her cheeks turn red.
兄さんのこと慰めて。
Hibiki's smell becomes stronger. I can hear my own heartbeat. What?
ですね、兄さん。
うん。
私、一人で歩きますけど、ちゃんと大人になりますけど。
Yeah, so it's okay to date her now, right? Hibiki inches closer to me. I get the feeling that my own temperature is rising. Or perhaps because Hibiki is so close to me, her heat is transferring to me.
今日はまだ、私、甘えっ子の響ですから。だから、勇気の出るおまじない、欲しいんです。
なんだ。本当に甘えっ子だな。
Okay, maybe don't call her a baby. I was wondering what she would ask. A charm? That's adorable. I reach out to pat her on the head, but she grabs it with both hands.
ん？
これじゃないです。兄さん、少ししゃがんでください。
お、
うん。こうか。
There it is. Hibiki's face zooms in, and I feel our lips graze each other. A delayed heat that's slightly wet.
私もう寝るけ。おやすみ、
おう。
She chases me out of the room. I'm now alone in the hallway, but I can feel her lips.
確かにこれは勇気が出るかもしれないな。
Let me embrace this feeling. When I wake up, what's waiting for us is the battlefield in the name of an election. Listen, she's been wanting that since the start of her route, okay? Maitetsu.
それでね、くまくま、またうちのお酒、品評会で一等取ったばい。
I was not expecting younger Hibiki. Why does Kuma Kuma have a fucking...
すごかったよね。だって、品評会のことと、私のテストの点とは関係なかよね。だよね。なのに、なんでそぎゃんと言ってくれと、くまくまだけなんか、私、さっぱりわからんばい。
I think she has schizophrenia. I'm me. Nene is Nene. Just because Nene got first place, I have to also. I don't understand that.
学園で2番じゃダメなのかな。私、お勉強頑張ったんだけどな。
学園で2番は無論大変立派な成績だ。
What the fuck? Who's there? Oh, right, it's Sotetsu. He's supposed to become my Nini. It's the person Ne-san Ne told me about. Agree or disagree, schizophrenic anime lollies are cuter. What?
驚かせてしまったならすまない。何度もノックしたのだが、全く返事がなかったのでな。
Disagree. Excuse me. I was busy talking to Kuma Kuma. I see.
私とクマクマと今日から同じお部屋なんだっけ？
ほう、くまくまというのか。いい名だな。
Did I say it out loud? No, I'll get yelled at for being so childish again.
よろしく、右田くまくまくん。僕は相鉄。今日から右田の一員とさせてもらったものだ。
And then Kuma Kuma starts actually speaking. Stay away from my stay away from my owner, bitch. He's saying hi to Kuma Kuma. He's even shaking hands.
私のこと笑
笑う？なぜ？
わんと？名前つけよるの子供っぽいとか、ぬいぐるみとお話ばするのおかしかとかって。
いや、名前はつけるものだろ。ぬいぐるみには。無論、お話もするものだ。
The way he talks is like an adult trying to match others. I was thinking of that, but he said it in a way that's really easy to understand.
そうよね。私もそぎゃんと思うのに、みんな子供っぽいってやめろって言いよっとよ。
ああ、みんなとはつまりこの蔵の人々か。
そうばい、蔵人さんたち。
やっぱりか。
I think what he made is called a wry smile. It looks so mature and cool.
僕がやられた。右田の一員になるのだから、枕さんを見習って、もっと笑顔で人と接しろと。
来ていきなり？
そう、来ていきなり。おそらく僕の愛想が足りなかったのだろう。
What did I do? Sotetsu is being told the same stuff as me.
それが指示なら努力したいが、今はまだ見習えるほど枕さん。いや、枕姉のことを知らんので少し困る。
枕ねえ？
ああ、それは枕姉に指示された。これからは家族なのだから、さん付けはよせと。
Wah wah wah. No fair, me too.
ねえねえ一人でお腹いっぱいだし、ニーニーなんていらんって思っとったばって。
Sotetsu seems really kind and good looking. But she was already smitten with Sotetsu at this age? Excuse me. He doesn't laugh at me or interrupt me. He listens to everything I say.
ねえ、相鉄さ
む。
ねえねえと家族ばなるとやったら、ねえねえの妹の私とも家族とや？
当然だな。
それやったら、
This is embarrassing. but I can say this because it's Sotetsu. He will never laugh at what I say.
相鉄さんのこと、私、ニーニーって呼んでもよかと？
無論だ。というか、むしろ歓迎だ。好きなように呼んでもらえれば、それが一番気が楽だ。
ニーニー、ありがとう、ニーニー。
どういたしまして。
響きでよかよ。呼び捨てない。私、ニーニーの妹やけん。
うむ。ならば響き、そのスケッチブックを僕に見せてくれないか？
私、隠すの忘れた。
I'm still holding my sketchbook. I got so surprised and got careless. Thanks for the hydrate.
隠したいのか？ならばすまん。僕は見なかったことにするから。
The stretch. I don't want to hide it from Nini. I'm sure Nini wouldn't laugh. He listens to me. What the fuck?
見ていい？
そうか。ならば遠慮なく。
Flip. Wah wah wah. He's turning the pages. He's staring what's inside. What? Staring at what's inside.
ほう。
He said, oh. No, he said, oh. Where is he now? What's he looking at? I got so self-conscious that I felt suffocating. My body is getting hotter and hotter. I don't think that's because I don't think that's from the embarrassment.
これは見事だ。この幼さでよくもここまで。
You know Hibiki is cuter here than the present Hibiki. Of course you'd say that. What? This is too much. I'm getting so embarrassed. It itches everywhere.
風景画も生物画も達者だが、それらをかすませるほどにくまくまの絵が素晴らしいな。
くまの？
The itchiness vanishes for some reason when I heard that. Dexter, delete that. Thank God. I never thought he'd compliment my drawings of Kuma Kuma.
くまくまの絵はおしゃべりしながらの落書きだよ。他の絵の方がずっと丁寧に描いとるばい。
それはわかる。が、くまくまを描いた絵からは伝わってくるものが多いような気がするのだ。
伝わってくる？
ああ。
Nini taps Kuma Kuma's head. When I felt jealous, he pats me on the head, too. When I felt jealous, he pats me on the head, too. Nini's hand is so big.
くまくまを大好きだという気持ちが伝わってくるのだ。だからとても温かで優しい。
Hello, Jordan.
懐かしい気持ちになる。
Oh shit, he was still speaking. I didn't look at the progress bar. I felt happy being complimented so much. But Nini, is he about to cry? It's warm and gentle and nostalgic, so it makes him remember something.
ニーニー、平気？
あ、いや。無論平気だ。何事もない。
Dexter, that shit's old news. I don't know why you're still bringing it up.
そっか。
That's good. Nini is back to his kind face. Earlier he looked like he was about to cry, but maybe I was mistaken.
しかし、なぜこれほど素晴らしいスケッチブックを隠そうとなどと。いや、
Nini understands me without me telling, but I can talk.
くまくま縫えば一番多かこと笑われるけん。見せるの私嫌になった場合。
Oh, I meant Putin, not Trump. Yeah? Well, have you heard about Putin these nuts in your mouth? Never mind.
なるほどな。
Nini's brow moves closer together in a frown. Jesus Christ. It didn't move all that much, but it looks like he's thinking really hard.
笑われるのは嫌か響。
うん。
ならば、褒められることは響の絵をいいと言ってもらうことはどうだ？
本当に褒めてもらえるのは嬉しかと。本当じゃないのに褒められっとはやばい。
なるほどなるほど。
Nini goes quiet for a little. He then crouches down closer to the level of my face.
うまい言い方を探したのだが、僕はどうも不器用らしい。だから思うがままに言う。
うん。
His voice is really serious, so I become serious too.
響の絵は魅力的だ。だから笑われることを恐れて隠してしまうのは少しもったいないことのように思う。
でもやっぱり笑われるのは怖くてやばい。
ならもう一歩踏み込んで考えてはみれんか。響の絵を見て笑うのはどういう人間かと。わかりづらいか。なら逆側からならどうだろう。響の絵を好きになるのはどんな人間なのか。
Ah, that's easy.
私の絵ば好いてくれよる人はきっと私と何が綺麗かとか何が楽しかとかが似とる人とや。
ならば響の絵を見て笑う者は何が綺麗で何が楽しいかが響と異なるものだろうさ。
I realized he's right. Nini probably saw that in me too. His serious eyes become a little scary, but then he pats me on the head.
笑うような相手がそうしたものだと理解して。それでも響はまだ笑われることが怖いか？
Shut the fuck up, Siri.
それでもやっぱり
誰かと分かり合えることはおそらく尊い。もったいないぞ。そのチャンスを捨ててしまうのは。
I know what Nini is trying to say, but I can't gather the courage, so my voice goes soft.
それでも怯えてしまうなら、そうだな。僕をいつでも呼ぶがいい。
ニーよ。
ああ、味方が一人。変わらぬ味方が一人いるだけで、不思議と怖くなくなるものだ。
Oh, Nini is making a sad face again. But then he smiles again, erasing that sad face.
だから、響が怯えた時には僕を呼べ。僕は響に味方する。それで怯えと戦ってみろ。
味方。ニーニーが私の味方？
無論だ。僕は響の兄となったのだから。
それって、ずっと私が大人になってもずっと
Well, in the future, you'd be more comfortable with, in the future, Hibiki is going to do more than just be. Wait, god damn it! Wants to be more than just siblings with Sotetsu.
ああ、ずっとだ。響がそれを望むのならば。とはいえ、大人になった時には。
Then he closes his eyes. He faces up with his eyes still closed.
大人になれた。その時には。僕の助けなど必要なくなっているだろうがな。
That's not true. I want to say that, but I feel like I shouldn't. Seriously.
ニーニーは私に大人になってほしかと？
He seems to twitch at that before opening his eyes to look at me. He then gently smiles, as if he were sorry.
もちろん大人になってほしい。健やかに幸せになってほしいと願っているよ。いずれそうなる。響は健やかな大人になる。僕などいようがいまいが必ず。
I don't like the way he says it, like a prayer. It feels like he's going to someplace far, far away.
いてほしか！私、ニーニーに味方になってほしかとよ！
He gives a blank stare, then he starts to giggle. It's like he's making a sound deep in his throat. It seems weird, but his laugh is so natural.
そうか。ならばそうしよう。
That's good. I feel relieved. But the moment I feel relieved, I start to get scared.
けど、私、臆病やけん。ニーニーがそばにいてくれても、それでも。
あ、焦らせるつもりはなかった。すまん。
His big hand. Nini's hand. This is the third time he's patted me on the head. It feels the warmest this time, though, and makes me feel the happiest.
何一つ焦ることはない。響の時間は響のもの。響の好きに使えばそれが一番だ。
He then slowly smiles. Nini gives the sketchbook back to me and, drop.
おっと、失礼。
Mokisaki. Ow, she bumped into me. I was thinking about Nini again.
すまない、ヒロ。へえ。君が描いたのかい？見事なものだ。
She's always got Sotetsu on her mind. She's staring at the page that opened when the sketchbook dropped. Hey, isn't she...
宝生、木崎先輩。
僕のことを知ってくれているのかい？光栄だな。
うちの学園で先輩のことを知らない人なんていなかった、いませんと思います。
Dexter, I don't know why you're questioning what's going on in chat. You're the one who fucking started it by talking about Putin, Xi Jinping, and Albanese.
どうかな。まあ、生徒の少ない学園だからね。
While saying that, Kisaki still looks through my sketchbook.
君は？
響と言います。右田響、先輩の1年後輩です。
なら響。他のページにも興味があるんだ。見てもいいかな？このスケッチブック。
Hello, Meow. Totally didn't wake up a bit past 4 a.m. Totally wasn't a dum-dum because of that and just decided to do things. But hey, happy sour candy and caviar day. Those two do not mix. As I slide into the shadows and continue Octopath. Okay. Have a good day. I want to nod, but I'm afraid. Nini. He went to the capital by himself. Okay, so this is last year. Yeah, a year before the game takes place.
ずっと味方してくれるって言ったのに。
But even so, what Nini taught me still remains inside of me. But if Kisaki will like my drawings, thinking that gives me courage.
うん？
いえ、もちろん見てもよか。いいです。どうぞ見てください。
Her words, Kisaki and Nini both speak in a beautiful standard Japanese. I imitate them. I've practiced it all along, so I'm sure I can do it.
見てください。その絵全部私が描きたいって思ったものです。
だろうね。でなければ、こんなに生き生きとは感じない気がする。
She flips through the pages.
ああ、この人物が、クロッキーはすごくいい。あくびの瞬間だなんて、僕は描かれたくないけれど。
Ah, that's right. The sketchbook has some parts where I drew Nini. It's embarrassing, but I also feel happy. Nini's drawings look lifelike, if I do say so myself.
この人は、響のご家族かな？お兄さん？
Yeah, but she wishes he was more than that. Never mind. She's right, but I feel a bit mortified at how she got it right instantly.
どうでしょう。彼氏とかだと思いませんか？
彼氏だったら問題だな。
Before I can yell out and ask why I'm why in my Kumamoto dialect, Kisaki tells me the answer with a smile.
これほどに素顔をさらけ出せる相手だよ。もし恋人なら、よほどに深い関係だろうと思うから。
The deep relationship. I never even thought about that, and I would never be able to say it so casually.
大人っぽい。かっこよか。かっこいいです。キサキ先輩。
いいや、響。かっこいいのは君の方さ。
Kisaki would never say something in sarcasm, but I'm so tiny. What? Kisaki would never say something in sarcasm, but I'm so tiny. Ever since Nini went away, I'm always so indecisive.
君には人を豊かな気持ちにできる才能がある。学園祭。君の絵がどれほど話題になるか楽しみだ。いや、待て。君は、ミギタと言ったな。この町でミギタといえば。
はい、そうです。その、酒造の右田で間違いないです。
The moment I answer, Kisaki's finger traces her well-formed jaw.
だったらなぜ。ああ、いや、最近転校してきたとか。
転校、私したことないです。ずっとこの学園で。
Damn, that's crazy.
君がずっとこの学園の生徒なら、今までの学園祭で、一体何をしていたんだい？
This is hard to say, but Kisaki, I think there's a part of her that's similar to me. I think that's why she likes my drawings.
美術部、私、入ってじゃない、入ってけど、すぐ辞めちゃったんです。
なぜ？
小道部の1年の時、入ってお絵描きして、そしたらなんか、みんなすごく笑って。
They said my drawings were too simple. I was so small then. Like they had no depth, or they were too obvious. They said lots of things about them.
くだらない連中だな。いや、別の見方をするなら、響の才能は、幼い頃から飛び抜けていたのだな。覚えておくといい、響。人が他者を攻撃するのは、何か奪おうとしているからか、相手を恐れているからだ。
奪おうとするか、恐れてるから。
その連中は、響の才能を恐れたのだ。だから攻撃して追い払い、自分たちの居場所を守ろうとした。
なんでそんな。
ビーズの粒を比べ合うのは楽しいことだ。が、そこにダイヤの粒が混じってしまえば、その楽しさは色あせる。
Talent. That's the beads and diamonds. I think Kisaki's example is too extreme. But I think I understand, so I have no choice but to stay quiet. Because sometimes I do look into the art club. Not everyone is like that. I'm sure there are also people who like to draw.
絵を描くことより、絵を描いている自分の方が好き。そうしたものが本物の絵描きに出会えば、それは怯える。
Oh, I see. I guess so. I think I understand from that. It was also murky inside of me, until now. The sense that something is out of place.
そんな連中に煩わされるのは確かに面倒だろうね。が、響はもっと絵を発表していくべきだよ。
The third person, Nini, Nene, and now Kisaki. They are the ones who told me I should show my drawings to other people.
ならば、 どうかな、響。僕と二人で同好会を作らないか？
And now she's gonna have to fight Kisaki to the death to claim the title of Ohitoyo's mayor.
同好会って。
響の絵を発表できる場を作るのさ。二人では部は作れないが、同好会なら設立できる。
そんな。
Because I know Kisaki is always really busy with work at the bank.
私、だって、会ったばっかりで、同好会って、お誘い、すごく嬉しいですけど。
僕は銀行の人間だ。銀行とは、経済の循環を助け、地域の発展を促し、人を豊かにする使命を持つ。
Her remark is so sudden that I have no idea what she's talking about.
その観点では、響の絵には経済的な価値がある。だから、流通を助けることは僕の使命とも考えられる。
はい。
Even I understand that. This is the first time someone has told me I have economic value. It makes me proud and happy. It makes me so happy that it gives me courage.
その観点ではって、もしも他にもあるなら、観点。
もちろんあるよ。もっと単純で、単純だから強いものが。
Very gently, Kisaki's hand touches my sketchbook.
僕は君の絵を好きになった。好きで素敵なものだから、たくさんの人に見てもらいたい。だから、突然の話で僕のわがままだとは承知だ。それでも考えてみてほしい。
私、
Nini is gone, and now I've met Kisaki. Now I know what Nini taught me is true. It only took a second person to tell you. What? Now, I guess she doesn't trust Sotetsu that much. If I have even one person that's on my side, I can feel the courage building up inside of me. But now that Kisaki is going to be on the other side because you're debating her in the next election, that's why I can say this. I can stand straight and ask.
作りたいです。私、すごく、木崎先輩と一緒に絵を描いて発表する同好会を。
じゃあ、そうしよう。
Kisaki holds out her right hand to me. I didn't want to put my pencil dust on her, so I dusted off my hand on my skirt before grabbing hold of her hand. You've said hand too many times. I didn't want to put my pencil dust on her, so I dusted off my hand. Dusted off my hand on my skirt. Sure.
そうします。木崎先輩、これからよろしくお願いします。
It works. It's just weird sounding.
こちらこそよろしく、響き。